all doing? Oh my gosh. And now there's a lawnmower. Yay! Happy lawnmower times. That's what we wanted. And why is it not catching my mouth? Oh my goodness. Why is my mouth not... Why am I over here? Why? Oh, the computer issues. Need to punch the computer. And yeah, it's not... Okay, there we go. We got some mouth movement. Yay! I'm not meant to be Chibi Mage anyway today. Oh. Let me just fix this. Sorry, I'm breaking your cup, cat. I'm removing it. And then I'll redo it for you. There you go. Test command. Is this gonna work now? No. No. No! Okay, wait. 4 seconds. Place it to here. Save. There we go. There we go. Oh my goodness, this is not fun. I kind of don't want to stream now. I'm just annoyed. Oh, why does the cat have better mouth tracking? I don't know. I think the software is just having a hard time. Like even now, you can barely see the mouth moving. Now it's stopped. Oh, there we go. No, see, I think it's just... I think it's the software. Why? Okay, if I just move this around. Okay, calibrate. Calibrate. Is this in the way? Maybe. Okay. Okay, is that better? Okay, that's a little bit better. No, it's not that much better. Ah! It's not tracking my mouth well. Save ventriloquism stream. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. No. No. Cuptle, you need to save this. Are you working today?
Ventriloquism
there
stream.
We go.
A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
Oh, hi Douglas, hi Anthony, hi iOS, hi Blair Boris. How are you all doing? I'm sorry today. My graphics card exploded. Well, it didn't. I've been having a bit of weird issues with my graphics driver just suddenly stopping when I close a program. And it requires me to completely just restart my PC. And that's not fun. That's not fun when that happens. You know, you can imagine it. You can imagine. Not very fun. So I restarted my PC, but by that point I was like already halfway through everything. I was almost set up. I was about ready to stream, and then it's like, nope, computer died. And then I have to restart. And then I'm trying to get softwares open, but they're like half of them run through Steam, so I'm having to wait for Steam to log in, and it's like logging in. Oh, here's a bunch of pop-ups. Do you want to know about this stupid summer sale we've got? Do you look here? There's a game, I guess. Well, look at this game, and we've got to throw enough pop-ups that you're trying to close them, but you accidentally close the thing that you're opening, and it causes everything to crash again. And then it's like, and then I'm opening softwares, but the softwares have started not reacting very well to one another. Like one of the softwares, it's like a plugin for VTube Studio, and VTube Studio, it used to just like accept the plugin works, but now I have to allow it every single time, like just manually click allow in VTube Studio. But the way these programs work is that it's like as soon as you open it, you got like this limited time to click allow before it decides, oh no, it doesn't work. Never mind, we're not working today. So then you have to close them back down, reopen them. But you got like over half a dozen different softwares that each have a different like opening times that all have to be opened in a specific order. When I say open in a specific order, they have to start running in a specific order, but it's because they have different opening times. You have to like click for... It's all very finicky and nothing's wanting to work together. Oh, but I got it. I got it working in the end. Oh, slightly hard kick will do. I do want to hit it with a hammer. I want to just grab my computer and just go... No, I'm turned into a chibi. No! I'm going to turn back into a mage in a few seconds. Don't worry about it. Oh, hi, TA. How are you doing? So, yeah, I do not have... If I feel a bit... If I see a bit annoyed or... You know, energy not being with it, I am sorry. I do not like tech issues. But look, I do a little thing. I thought it would be fun to have a stream and like we're making some chaosy cultists and some Genestealer cultists. I thought it would be fun to like draw a little blood, a Goremonger, just in the cart.
You clearly haven't burned the sacred incenses or applied the holy lubricants. You need to praise the Omnissiah harder in times like these.
No, those are for... We're working? We're working? No, we're not working. We're not working! Okay, give me a few seconds. Give me a few seconds. Is it laggy? I think it's laggy. I think that's the issue. Why the hell is it lagging? Okay, mage. Click here. YouTube Studio. There we go. Wait. Well, okay, let's do the wait to 5 seconds then. Save. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it's lagging. It's lagging. It shouldn't be lagging. The bomb doesn't work like that anymore, Dying iOS. You have to do mega jump. It's now mega jump. Even Cuptle stuttered. Yeah, I'm having... Yeah, it's... My gosh, this is laggy. Did my graphics card just do a full-on die? It better know it's expensive. I know it's more expensive. Set GPU priority, yes. Okay, if I do this thing, task manager. Oh, my task manager doesn't want to work. Okay, there you go. CPU, no, my memory's fine. Performance, here we go. GPU is 22%. Okay, so it's not my GPU that's the issue. CPU's at 81%, memory's at 56%. There's no reason it should be lagging right now, but for some reason it is lagging like hell. Like, yeah, I think that's why the mouth's not tracking very well because the entire... If I close VTube Studio and reopen it, maybe that will work. Okay, it doesn't even want to close. I think I'm going to have to completely turn off my PC and redo it. We might just have to have a laggy model for today then. I didn't goof. Hi, Erland. My computer didn't done goof. Come on. Oh, it's leaving lagging while it's loading in. Like loading the software. Yeah, I think this might be a full turn off and turn back on again. It's not the tracking that's the issue. It's not Vbridger that's the issue. Vbridger's working just fine. It's a little bit juddery in Vbridger. But yeah, it's not going into VTube Studio very well. There we go. Just click. Oh, that button seemed to fix stuff. No, it's still a bit. Oh my gosh, the delay is insane. Hello. Ba, 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 ba. Oh my gosh, that delay. Okay, set. Set. Does that help reset for priority? Okay, no, this is really... Hi, Sparky. Probably need to... I just restarted my PC because there was a... Had a GPU crash. My GPU drivers didn't want to work. Maybe they need updating. It should be auto-updating, but... should tell me when it needs an update. Okay, this is not stuff I can do on the stream, so just gonna have to deal with it. If it's laggy for you and you don't like it, then I'm sorry. Careful, because Windows is screwing around with AMD drivers, is it? Oh, darn it. That might explain some stuff anyway. I hate Windows. I need to move away from Windows. I got blue over here. I got blooming models, which we're making today. Yeah. These guys. We got these guys, which we're not doing anything with today. Well, I might do something later. Oh my gosh, if I can get... If I can stop... Oh, but of course it reset all the work I did on my camera. Okay, just give me a moment. Look away if you're epileptic. Okay. Okay, there we go. There you go. Now we shouldn't be having it constantly changing the brightness on us. Okay. Okay, wait. Whose base is this? What's this a base for? I don't think this is a base of the Atlan Rough Riders. What did we get yesterday that would use a big base like this? Heavy weapons team? No, they're on 50mm, not 60mm. Another ordnance battery. We got heavy weapons team, ordnance battery. Ordnance battery took up to and the Atlan Rough Riders. Where is this base from? Unless it is the base of this thing. Oh, it might be the base of that. I thought for some reason it was on this, but I don't know. And my screen is messed up, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, it seems to be... I don't know. Hopefully it fixes itself. I'm going to have to look up what the blooming base size is.
Now for a cupcake to go with my coffee as I stay up.
No, don't eat the cupcakes. Model is no longer lagging. Yay! Don't eat the cupcakes. The phone's not food. Oh yeah, new, terrible, thank God, veteran. Apparently this isn't meant... Oh, mouse, there you go. This is meant to be a master-crafted sword. Yeah, it does not look master-crafted. This is, it's pretty disappointing as a thank God veteran goes, to be honest. It's got a couple of purity seals on. It's got Terminator Scrux, another Terminator Scrux. It's only got one of the cool shoulder blade things. Deal with shoulder pad where it comes out a bit. It's got a little bit on its knee pad.
Situation report. The battery is discharging, the oil temperature is rising, the oil pressure is falling, but the clock is correct.
Hi Talan, how you doing? And hi Tony, how are you doing? Yeah, this guy is... He's got a tabard a bit off. Maybe it's okay, maybe it's just the very, very boring colour scheme they gave
Hello,
it.
cupcake.
Hi, Clyde. This guy looks very generic. Yeah. If you compare him to the current Vanguard veterans, we're going to have to go here anyway. Let me look at my base sizes for my Genestealer Cults Atlan Rough Riders. Yeah, I think that's a 40mm base. I might be wrong. No, 60mm. Okay. Okay. So for 40mm, it's not meant to be here. Okay, let's look at the Space Marines. Let's just click Ultramarines. Go down to the current Vanguard veterans, assuming they're still selling them, which I imagine they are. Here we go. Yeah, these are the current Vanguard veterans. Now, they're very old models, so opposing is very meh. But look at these guys by comparison to this guy and just how fancy they... Now, Primaris, usually, I'm like, you know what? They're meant to be less fancy. They're meant to be newer. They're meant to be more uniform. If you want to make them fancy, it's up to you to do that. But you look at these guys. They got the cool things on their jetpacks, or their jump pack. He's got nothing on his jump pack except one purity seal. They have cool different belt buckles. These guys have normal belt buckles. They've got... Honestly, I don't mind them losing the big old baby carrier looking thing on the front. But they've got tabards. Now, he does have a tabard. They've got a cool leathery one though. But look at the sword. The sword's got all these cool words on it. The chainsword has cool different decorations on them. They got very fancy stuff that makes it look, you know, fancy. This is just a very generic looking power sword. No cool words written on it. If you look at the shoulder pads, they got these big old eagle stuff on them. No cool big old eagle on this shoulder pad. They got the laurels on the helmet. No laurels on the... They got the Terminator Crux, that's not bad. Both of their shin pads and their knee pads are decorative. Only one of his shin pads are decorative. It's like veterans are meant to be fancy. They're meant to be covered in honours. They're meant to have a lot going on. Now, I will say, this might not be indicative of the new models. Like, this could just be the starter set version, and they want to go for a more simple, easier to put together, easier to paint thing for the starter set. While they might then do a proper single release with more options on them and more decoration. A huge fan of the rock. Rock's cool. This guy looks like he takes a bus. Yeah. No, don't turn me into banana. Hyphens, Falcador. What you're saying is Primaris makes everything worse. No, Primaris doesn't make everything worse. I like Primaris. They're meant to be sleeker. They're meant to look more normal. Every single Primaris kit is filled with purity seals. They're not modelled onto the model. Instead, well, I say every Primaris kit. Everything that's not like these guys and where it's push fit. So like if you buy the normal Primaris, you usually get all sorts of like little relics, little purity seals and stuff. You get loads of them. You get dozens upon dozens of them. You can decorate your guys as much as you like. It's like we've been using a lot of the purity seals we get to just, you know, purify our dudes, make them fancier, make them look nicer. And that's how it's meant to go. But here's the Stern Guard veterans. The ones that came out by themselves, not inside the starter set. Hey, look, these guys are fancy. These guys have a cool big shoulder pads. They've got the little shields on them. They've got special Aquila eagle stuff. They've got the special belt buckle. They've got the cool tabards. They've got fancy stuff. They got stuff on the leg. They look fancy. These guys look like Stern Guard veterans. We like them. For ones that came in for starter set, you can actually still get because they're in here. And these guys are actually also relatively... They're not quite as fancy. But they definitely do feel fancier than your normal dude. But yeah, you can see these guys don't have a fancy belt buckle. The Aquila's a little bit extra on them. We do have the cool eagles though. We do have that on the shoulder pad. But yeah, so it might not be indicative of what we'll actually get on a single release. A single release might be more like the Stern Guard veterans, where they are fancier and they are more options. Like, they actually look like veterans, and I like that. I would get the box set, but I'm locked in heresy at this point. Yeah, veterans always need Artificer armor. Yes, yes. I don't think veterans have ever had Artificer armor. Artificer armor is just super expensive. Lore-wise, that is. I can't really have bananas, no. I can't even have that much chocolate, if I'm entirely honest. But yeah. Yeah, the normal Primaris Marines, they're meant to be younger. They're not meant to have like as modified armor yet. But it's like all of these kits though, they all come with like purity seals and stuff, and the little relics. And they come with plenty of pouches and stuff that you can attach to. But like, do you not see that little key relic he's got there? They come with lots of them and like the purity seal there. And you can also decorate your Primaris Marines as much as you like. So if you do want more decorated Marines, that's fine. But if you don't want to, because I do like that. Because not every single person who gets into Marines wants to paint all of those fancy details. Not everyone, like, for instance, with my blooming Space Marines, one of the reasons it takes me so long to paint them is because they've just got a lot going on. Each and every single one has cloth on them. They've got purity seals on them. They generally have various relics on them. They've got all the gold detailing on them. There's a lot of different colours, a lot of things going on. It makes them look fancier. It makes them look cooler. But it does take time to paint them. And it takes a lot more effort to paint them.
That veteran is just a rush job of the regular assault intercessor. It's a new model, trust.
It's a new model, trust. Yeah, unfortunately, the new Vanguard veterans don't look that good. But again, hopefully they'll get a separate release, and the separate release will be cooler. And hopefully the other models will be cooler. But yeah, there are plenty of ways to also, like, if you buy the Sword Brethren set, you can see you get these really cool, different spare swords and stuff to make your models look cooler. But again, a lot of people, when they put Spy for Space Marines, they don't really care that much about trying to make them look all fancy and cool. They just want something that's easy to paint. And Space Marines are the starter army, effectively. If you compare it to people buying other army sets, like almost everyone who gets into Chaos complains about the amount of trim on them. They complain about the amount of details. The amount of people that have started Orcs the first time and have been like, oh my goodness, they're so difficult to paint. But when you look at the official paint schemes for Orcs, and there's a reason why they're so bland, it's to basically say, hey, you don't have to paint every single detail a different colour. You can just paint it all, just like all of this area is just blue. You don't have to paint every rivet, you don't have to paint every panel. You just paint it all for one colour, then dry brush over it. That's all you need to do. That's the official paint schemes. Hi, Night Parade. So, yeah. That's all they've got going. Bruh. Okay, how do we build this together? How do we actually build them? I do have instructions for them, I guess. But, you know, I don't care about instructions. Instructions suck. They're in the magazine. I can't be bothered getting it out. So let's just find some something labeled 1 on this. I think I've got the mining laser, and I think I've got the grenade launcher. I'm going to have to open up my new recruit now. New recruit. New recruit. Genestealer cults. They do suck. No one likes Genestealer cults. Okay, let's look. I've got a grenade launcher, mining laser, small arms, 2 power weapons. Wait, 2 power weapons? You're gonna get 2 power weapons of these guys. Atlan Jackal with power weapon. Oh! Oh, I could have 2 of them. Yeah, I could have 2 of them. And I can have a grenade launcher. I have a wolf quad with a mining laser, Atlan's incinerator. Yeah! Oh! Do that orcs being a hard, being very elusive of colours is fine, yeah. Marines should be more detailed because they're much less models. But that's the thing, it's... Marines are the starter army. Like, everyone gets in... Most people get into Warhammer starts with Marines. Most people buying new models and building models are not people... are not intense hobbyists. As a result, the Marines have been designed in such a way where if you want more details, if you want more things to paint on them, you can add them. But as a base, you don't have to add them. You don't have to have them on the model. It's like Black Templars, Dark Angels, and if you look at like any of the Space Marines outside of the most popular ones, suddenly you start seeing a lot more detailing popping up, and a lot more extra details that are fixed on the models. Like, there's no choice in having them. If you want to build the model, you have to include the details. And they have a lot more of that, and that's because they're not the starter army. They're what you get if you're a bit more experienced. That's meant to be the point anyway.
Power weapon? Don't get too excited there, it's a power pickaxe. Maybe a power shovel if you're lucky and the Greek are nowhere nearby.
Oh yeah. Do. I am. My eyes are full of sleep. Angy sleep. Okay. Okay, they've got shotguns, they've got small arms. Which piece is labelled 1? We should probably start with that. Okay, that one's labelled 2. And this one's labelled 3. That one's labelled 4. And that one's labelled 1. Okay. So, yeah. No. It's... Orcs being a hard army and being loose with the colours is fine. Again, there's definitely a number. It's like, if you look at the more elite Marine units, like the the Blade Guard, there's a lot more details on them, and same with the Stern Guard, but that's because you will have less of them. And again, you can just opt out on some of those details. That's the design philosophy anyway behind the modern Space Marines. I don't mind it. I like it. And I like the customizability of them, because old Space Marines were not customizable. Oh my goodness. They weren't super customizable anyway. Especially poses. They looked really boring, really stupid. They're bow-legged. If you look at the new ones of the starter set, they do have more details on them. Like, they've got the thing, the purity seal wrap around the gun on the one model they've shown us so far. Well, one intercessor model they've shown us so far. There we go. Ow. Hi, that guy over there. My body hurts. There we go. There we go. We clip these things out. Oh yeah, guys, did you notice? Did you notice here? Smash! Look at the blood! The blood from the Goremonger I drew. It's going all over the table. That's the power of corn right there. Technical difficulties abound. Cupcon is entering her villain arc.
I did my chandelier practice cupcake, now I'm living exit.
You're doing what? I did my chandelier practice. Chandelier practice? Now you're living exit. I have no idea what was meant to mean, Clyde. I'm sorry. But look, got blood everywhere. Are you tired? I'm mildly annoyed. There we go. I'm mildly annoyed. That's the main thing. I've been having a lot of technical issues. I've continued into the stream. And, you know, I've wanted to rip my computer into 2 pieces. Just like... That's... I keep having to resist myself from just snapping the pieces. Fair take. Take a cookie. Never! Cookies are evil. There we go. There we go. My tummy hurts. Shouldn't have eaten food today. How does this attach then? Do you think? Like this. Okay, no, definitely not like that. Definitely feels like it should fit here somehow. But the more I look at this, the less sense it makes. Oh no. That feels like it should be for front and attach. Maybe like this. Oh, it might attach this like this. Okay, that makes more sense. Instructions be damned. Okay, it goes like this. And this piece definitely goes somewhat on like this. Oh yeah, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Genius on the floor. And I'm dancing like I've never danced before. Finally being she's making corn cultists today and she wants to rip and tear. Yeah, I'll just rip and tear the corn cultists to pieces. Well, we're making Genestealer cultists first because these were in the box set we got yesterday. Oh, and because I'm stressed now, my tummy really, really hurts me. It's not fun. And is it really ironic? I wouldn't say it's ironic. Oh gosh, there we go. It's more fitting than it is ironic. There we go. And then this will go like that. There we go. There's cat tears on you. Don't worry about it. They're not cat tears, it's just a bit of fondant with some fluff stuck inside it. It's perfectly normal for a cupcake. Oh my gosh, why is there so much? I'm sorry if you can hear like weird buzzing noise. There's unfortunately there's lawnmowers outside, there's people vacuuming in cars and blowing leaves about. It's crazy. Okay, number 5 now. Number 5. It's probably next, I imagine. I imagine this with a bunch of stuff, it goes on the front. Yeah, pretty much. Goes on the front. Goes on the front. Goes on the front. Like this, like that. There we go. Lights. Vacuuming the houses, vacuuming the lawns. No, vacuuming cars. Like the inside of the cars, right outside my bedroom window. Okay, so we got number 6 next, which is there's 4 pieces labelled number 6, and 4 pretty much identical to one another because they're all tyres. They're all wheels with tyres attached. So, what's everyone thinking about today? Oh, planning to get any of the new custody models next week, anybody? I'm excited for them. I'm not going to get any of them though. I'm happy with my little battle group that we're hopefully going to be building on Wednesday. And it should be arriving tomorrow. Now there is a mode line on this, but that's going to be annoying to get rid of with weird things because it curves around the entire wheel. I've seen other people get rid of mode lines using knives, just going do, without damaging the rest of the model somehow, and I've not figured out how they do that. Like, I constantly scratch and damage the model when I'm trying to remove mode lines with a crafting knife. Sometimes do it with these things as well. Honestly, I don't think it would show too much on the actual model, and I don't think it matters too much since we're going to be putting grime on them. And honestly, what tire doesn't have a mold line on it in real life? Like, if your tire doesn't have a mold line on it, was it even made in a factory? Like, that's just the weak point where it would explode along the line off, you know? Go for a bump too quickly, pops along the mold line. There we go. I'm joking, I don't think tyres usually have these thick, obvious mold lines on them. I mean, I know inflatable things do, like, do you know, for things you take into a pool. Out of all of the cultists that are in 40k, I think Genestealer cultists are probably my least favourite. It's just very hard to get. Oh my gosh, look at this tiny little quad bike. It's just a tiny little baba quad bike. It's like Tyke's first quad bike. Bonk. Okay, so number 7 then. Where is number 7? Okay, here we go. Yeah. Genestealer cultists. I think what I dislike, I don't actually really know what I dislike about them. I think it's partly the design of the models. I'm not a big fan of the aesthetic, and definitely not a big fan of the official colour schemes. Like, I like the idea of the aesthetic more than I like the actual execution of it. Like, I wish they looked more like, you know, Necromunda gangs, I guess. The other thing is, I don't like how they mostly feel like they're locked into, you know, a mining aesthetic. Where it's like, oh, these Genestealer cults are all mine. All minest. It's Genestealer cultists on an agri world. Well, obviously, there's some mining activities on the agri world. And that's exactly where the Genestealer cults hit hardest. It's like, all of the farmland? No, no. Although, wasn't one of the first things in modern 40k where we had Genestealer cultists, wasn't that actually on an agri world? Like, I think Kyphus Kane fought Genestealer cultists on an agri world at one point. And most of them were soldiers and just general city goers. So looked nothing like the actual models we have today. Having farming, it's not just having farming tools, it's the entire outfits and stuff they have. I'm just not a big fan of the outfits. I think they look really derpy. I know that is probably being inspired by the original aesthetic they had back in Rogue Trader days and stuff, before modern 40k. But I still just think it looks... It's just got that derpy, you know, 80s, early 90s look, I guess, to film that. I just think it's silly. Like for armor. I don't think it's helped by the official colour scheme, as I say. Official colour scheme kinda sucks, if I'm entirely honest. Okay, so this guy's not actually stood in this chair, he's slightly stood up. Or she is. There we go, see, they're not sat down. Probably a lot easier for them to hide in mining community or for tunnels than in any other industrial world. If we go by the law of them, it's not actually that hard to hide them, because what they'll do... Sorry, I'm getting really distracted by the noises outside. What they'll usually do is have cupcakes. Not cupcakes. They'll have people who are, you know, like normal looking people. And if they've got any issues with them, they'll either be using some sort of psychic power to mess with your view of them, tattoos, clothing, whatever, to hide abnormalities in their bodies. But what they'll do is they'll hide one another, like inside houses, in basements, in storage areas. They'll usually get into like the guard and the local enforcers and stuff. And as a result, they'll create like an entire community within your community. So on an agri world, it makes sense. You'd have like probably a barn that no one ever accesses outside of a cult. And it will just be filled with Genestealers and stuff. They'll probably be bringing all the farming tools, like, you know, gas grenades. They'll be making gas grenades and mortars and stuff. They'll be making, like, the chainsaws, flamethrowers, chem throwers and stuff like that. These days on a desert world, like Halon would be fun. No, yeah, they could be fun too. Not like there wasn't a Genestealer cult that was specifically about infesting forge roads. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely reasons to have Genestealer cults like this. It's just an aesthetic that doesn't really do it for me. It just feels kind of at odds with like everything else in 40k at the moment. Like, can I find something to, like, even if you say that these guys are like from a forge road or whatever, they don't look like they've got Admech gear on. They don't look like Skitari, they don't look like Servitory stuff, they don't look like the cult priests and cultists of a groups. They don't really have anything in common with Admech stuff, which you'd expect if they're on forge roads, mining roads. You'd expect to have like some sort of Admech equipment looking stuff on them. If you look at the Astra Militarum, they don't, I mean, outside of the Brood Brothers, they don't really look in line with anything of the Astra Militarum. If you look at, let's say, some of the gangs of Necromunda, they don't really look in line with them. House Orlok is probably the most reminiscent of just a gang of average-looking workers in the Imperium. But they're armed with just like jackets, big old shoulder pads. This is kind of what I'd expect Genestealer cults to really look like. There's a new jump gap. Yeah, this dude. He kind of sucks. Yeah, he's got the Terminatus crux there, he's got it on his head. His sword looks very, very mundane. Yeah, kind of boring. But Yeah. Like, these guys look very highly industrial, but like a gang that's come together with various scavenged weapons and loot. That feels very much like what I feel like a Genestealer cult should look like. Another one is going for more cultist look. It's these guys. I'm not a big fan of the look of Cawdor, if I'm entirely honest with you. But still, here's people wearing rags. Very much scavenged looking weapons. Another type of gang that's wearing scavenged gear and stuff, but designed to look more to honor their kind of god stuff. Here's guys who are wearing enforcer gear. That's not just Arbites. Here's guys that, you know, do mining as well. Meanwhile, if we look at Imperial agents, look at the naval officers, and here's for arbiters. The Genestealer cults are meant to be like ex-Imperials, yet their entire gear seems like it's trying to be reminiscent of Tyranids. Which makes sense, but it doesn't make sense that they're, you know, they're meant to be Imperials. Turned to Tyranids. And this one looks fine. I like that look. Where's your standard neophytes? Oh, why does it... Neophytes. Guardsmen. Rude brothers. Here we go. Yeah, but that doesn't really feel as fitting in. I imagine the Genestealer would be like Hive Scum. Yeah, but that's it. The Necromunda gangs are showing you if they are Hive Scum. These guys... I mean, the heads are fine, I guess. But it's like... I don't know, I just can't help but compare them to the Necromunda stuff and be like, if you just gave a Genestealer mutations to the Necromunda stuff, it would look better. Which means the Necromunda stuff is like really high quality, mind you. But again, I think like they're trying to have more reminiscence and inspiration from the original models. From the, not the original models, from the original Genestealer cults back before the Tyranids were a thing. Nah. The other thing about Genestealer cults, though, is... they're kind of... weird. No, we're not weird. That's not the correct word. They are... it's hard to kind of like a faction whose entire point is effectively to be eaten by another faction. Was that fine? I need to look at my new recruit again. Wolf Quad, Husk, Small Arms, Close Combat Weapon, Mining Laser. Okay, makes sense. Like, is... like, they definitely feel more like a subclass of Tyranids rather than their own unique faction. Like, Chaos Cultists, you can get really involved in Chaos Cultists. One of the points of Chaos Cultists is to spread the power of chaos and stuff. The fact of the matter is the Chaos Cultists are meant to survive and meant to grow in power and size and influence and just continuously spread. Even after chaos takes over a planet fully, the chaos cultists remain and they work and they do stuff. But a Tyranid Genestealer cults, it's like, no, if a Genestealer cults wins, then it's the Tyranids are coming in. And ultimately, if they're not going to survive. Okay, let's get rid of this mold line. There's pretty aggressive mold lines on this model. It's a very nihilistic faction. I mean, it can have Genestealer cults, you know, that the entire point of a cult is like, it spreads well beyond the normal breadth of where they started and stuff. Feels like there should be someone stood on the back of this thing. I think that goes like this. Like, the major cult is like, it's spread all across the Imperium. Which is kind of cool. And I guess you can have, like, characters in the cult who the Tyranid is allowed to survive and move on to the next world. But still, it's like, if the Chaos get their ultimate victory, it's like, your Chaos cultists will still be around. Even if the entire galaxy falls to chaos. If the entire galaxy falls to your Tyranids will still be around. We'll move on to the next galaxy. But your Genestealers won't be. Or your Genestealer cultists anyway. Yeah. When it comes to the cultists, I prefer more these heads to them, to be honest. I don't really like the standard goggle. Can we get to see it? Camera, will you focus on it today? Oh, a little bit. No. Oh, gosh, sorry. Night Parade's been messaging, but for some reason it wouldn't show the message on my main chat. So there you go. I thought I could see it with the corner of my eye. I think Necromunda gangs are unusually financed by the aristocratic houses of the planet, so they would have better access to tech and armor. Genestealer cults are too, though. Like, that's the main aim, is to, like, ultimately infect, like, all parts of the hierarchy. Genestealer cults are from the dregs of society, downtrodden, rebelling against the oppressed. Getting eaten isn't really different from what happens to real-world revolutionaries. I guess so. I'd show you the head, but... Okay. If I go like this... Will it focus? There you go, yeah, that's the type of head I kind of prefer. Deal where got the cool respirator, got the sharp angles. I guess so. It's like if a real world revolutionary succeeds, or revolution, then it takes over and it becomes the new group. It becomes the new evil rulers. If the Genestealers take over, or the Genestealer cult, the revolutionaries don't become, you know, the new rulers of the planet and the new overlords. Instead, they just get eaten. That's just it for them. And that's kind of depressing. Oh gosh, my screen just turned off. Hopefully it will turn back. No, it's not. It is. Thank you. There we go. Oh no. Like revolutionaries. There we go. But as much as Genestealer cults are from the downtrodden in society, it's important to remember as well, though, that that's a lie. The entire thing that for Genestealers, at every single point where they take over, they're lying to people. Like, sure, it might start with the downtrodden, but by the time they're doing a full-scale rebellion, they've already probably infected half of the aristocracy and other rulers of the planet. Okay, I'm not sure if this actually goes here. I thought it would do, because there's a little lump there, there's a little hole there, but the two do not go on top of one another. The other thing to remember is that the cultists are being manipulated. They don't know they're preparing for... I know that, but the thing is, it's like... Well, that's the thing, though. It's like with every other faction, most factions are being manipulated by in some regard. It's like the people of the Imperium are constantly being lied to by the Imperium, by foes above them. But there's no effectual hope. Like my guardsmen, I can be like, yeah, sure, they're probably all going to die for a pointless cause, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen. Some of them might survive. Some of them might be able to go on to be good rulers, to go back home, retire in peace and happiness with a family. Yeah, that does. How far this goes here? I'm guessing no. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Are Chaos Cultists being lied to by their rulers? By the Chaos Gods? Of course they are. Does it mean some of them might not go on to become Demon Princes? and become eternal. Okay, maybe this is better for it. Okay, I think this is actually what I should be trying to plug into here. Yeah. This makes more sense. Okay, that works. Right, the Genestealer cultists are damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's the main thing I feel like about them. Like, if they lose, we're all dead. If they win, we're all dead. Like, yes, they don't know that, but I know that when I'm playing them. Like, I know that it's like, okay, so if my Genestealer cultists win a campaign, the reward for winning a campaign will be getting eaten. You won't get a Genestealer cultist becoming a hive tyrant. Or something cool, or being turned into a tyrannid. The best they can hope for is that a handful of them are allowed to live and sent to another planet as refugees, where they have to start the entire process again from the ground up. Well, they would be. I mean, they won't be like they won't keep their personalities. But they'll be turned into nutrient goo that will then become tyrannids. Their soul, their personalities, everything will be lost. Oh, darn it, I forgot to get some water. I've got a BRB with some water. Is that food with extra steps? Yeah, for basically just food. One thing I think would be cool. Hello, I'm back. I got water. I got cola. One thing I think would be cool about Genestealer cultists is if we could see them get rewarded for their effort. Like, how would it go? 27. Oh, sorry. Like, do you know with the mouse strain or in Necromunda, where every single time the tech priest that mate birthed the Genestealer cult effectively dies, they birth him anew, they create a new copy of him. It would be really cool if, like, Genestealer cult heroes and legends and just, like, the best of them would effectively give infinite life within the hive mind. Like, they were allowed to connect to the hive mind on a better level. And they would be birthed along, like, multiple planets once the Genestealer cults had done its job. And if the Genestealer cults infect somewhere else, they'll be like, oh my gosh, we need this person back. And they'll bring him back. And they'll, like, give this person rewards and new mutations and stuff. And if, like, certain of the characters, like, not named, like, you had more named, you already introduced some named characters to all these types of things. But then you introduce non-named characters as well, who also represent that sort of thing of a hive mind recycling them and giving effectively infinite life to these heroes of the cults. I think that'll just make them feel a lot more understandable, I guess. Like something you can work with. Yes. At the moment, out of all of the factions that we've had in the Combat Patrol magazines, even the ones where originally, you know, I didn't really care for them that much. Or at least I didn't think I did. Genestealer cults are the only ones where so far I've gotten into them. I'm like, I don't really want to do more of them. Like, even World Eaters, and now I've been building them, I'm like, you know what? My least favourite of the Monogod legions. One of my least favourite Chaos legions. My least favourite Chaos God. I actually quite like these guys. They're pretty cool. Building with Bloodletters was annoying. But you know, other than that, certainly didn't mind them. Oh gosh, no, wait. There you go. You. It's like Necrons. I've been tempted to get a 2,000 point list and not just a 1,000 point list. Same goes with Photon. And it's been fun trying to make lore for each of the different, you know, factions I've had. Well, with Genestealer cults, it's like, okay, yeah, if it's just a mining world, for on a mining world. Genestealer cults came in, and that's it. That's all you need to know. Ah, gosh. So I got stabbed the end of my finger then with the knife. Trying to get rid of this bit of sprue that's in there. Okay, maybe it doesn't go on like that. Maybe there's meant to be another piece between them. Don't see it. I definitely don't see a piece that's meant to be between them. Bunch of these things all look identical to one another. Meant to go on like that, maybe? No, it doesn't look right. We're gonna have to have a picture of how these bits attach together. Oh, my tummy is not feeling very good now. Warhammer 40 good. Xenos, Genestealer cults. Hi, Chaplain. We're discussing why the Genestealer cults are the worst faction in the entire game by a massively long way. I'm joking. I mean, I think they might actually be my least favourite, but... yeah, no, they go. They definitely go there. How does it? How does it goes like? Okay, now you got the arm. 27, 39, 28, 28. Does this go here? Oh, that goes there. Okay. Okay, that goes like that. I understand it. I understand it. This piece goes on here. Oh, there's like a little fuel cap thing, I think. Is that where fuel caps go on bikes? I don't know. I've never had a bike. I've never really ridden on a bike. Bikes are terrible. Bikes are scary. Okay, so this goes on like that. Yeah! I do think Genestealer cults have some cool models. Although a lot of their models are a lot smaller than I expected. Like, I think Aberrants are cool, except for a tiny. I thought the Rock Grinder was cool until I saw it and it was tiny. I've always wanted to get that because of the Necromunda Enforcer gang, but it's hard to modify the Enforcers on the bikes. Oh, so the Enforcers on the bikes. I guess so. I don't know what the Enforcer kits look like, though. And the fact that the legs aren't molded onto the bikes gives you a lot more freedom with it. And the fact that the torsos aren't attached at all to the legs also gives you a lot more freedom with it. I definitely think these bikes are cool. Don't get me wrong on that. It just could be cooler. These tyres are thinner than I expected. Oh, what's it called? Yeah, the Goliath rock grinders are a much smaller model than I expected. And those aberrants as well. Oh my goodness. The Neophyte hybrids, actually, I really liked them. The hybrid guys. They were cool models. Besides, I got a Ridge Hauler. You're so happy. Nice! I do think the vehicles will look cool. I just want to use them in different armies, though. Ridge Runner is actually a Hellhound. Yeah. Wait, which one's a Ridge Runner? Ridge Runner is that the fast one? Is that the light vehicle? No, for Ridge Runner. I like the Ridge Runner. The Ridge Runner actually looks like you could use it in place of the new Guardsman vehicles that were announced. It looks like you could probably use it in place of one of these things. Depending on how big it is. This looks like it'd actually be a lot bigger than this thing. Yeah, it'd be a lot bigger than that. You could probably use it in Guard because they do have some legend rules. Actually, let's go back to the community page. They have Astra Militarum. There we go. We go down to legends of them. 16. Hell's Last, Regimental Attaches, Minister of Servitus, Sergeant Harker, Ironhand Strachan, Valkyrie Sky Talon, Aquila Lander, Dominus Siege Bombard. No, it's not these. It'll be the Tara or something like that. Taurus. Oh wait, here we go. That's a Centaur light carrier. Never mind. I just saw a light. I was like, ooh, ooh. Rain and Vars, Quartermaster Atlas, Saber, Elysian Drop Sentinels. Have you seen that there's a Backwoods movie coming out? Nope. Not heard at all about that. I'll have to trust your word that it's peak. Harvest Lighter, Vendetta Gunship, Minotaur. No. Powerlifter, Manticore, Hydra, Griffin, Earthshaker. Mokali Rider. We need those riders back. My goodness. Salamander, Taurus. Is it? Yeah, the Taurus assault vehicle. We've got rules for it. And it's this Necromunda vehicles. Wait, where is it? Oh, darn it. Guess we're just gonna have to shop all. I think it's an Enforcer vehicle. Do 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 do. Enforcers. Do we still have it? Oh, here it is. Yay! The Enforcer, Taurus Venator. Here we go. Taurus assault vehicle. I think they also, yeah, the Taurus Venator is here. Yeah, could easily use that in like Guardsman as Legends Taurus Venator. Oh, so cool. Hello, Saradwin. Toughness 6, 4+ armor saves, 6 wounds. Each time it makes the attack that targets a monster or vehicle, it can reroll for wound roll. Can have multi-lasers, less cannons. I mean, this thing's only got heavy stubbers. It can have... It's that Volkite weaponry. Twin heavy stubbers are concussion cannons. And I guess you could use concussion cannons as multi-lasers or last cannons. You look at the Venator not the Venator. If you look at the assault vehicle, it instead has grenade launchers and heavy flamer. But yeah, the Ridge Runner could definitely be used as one of these. I could definitely use one of these as a Ridge Runner. Yep, there we go. He's on his bike. Yeah. Okay, let's give this guy a power weapon. Which ones look like the most powery weaponed? Think about hammer doesn't exactly look powered. The axe might be powered. I mean, for some pickaxe here, that's definitely powered. You know, the thing about trying to hit someone, do you know, while you're going really quickly on a bike, is that you're more likely to break your own arm than you are the enemy. Or there's a very good chance you're going to break your own arm. Which is why they generally didn't use blunt weapons on horseback when they were running along, or if they did, like they mostly use things like spears and lances that, you know, lances that are designed to shatter on the enemy so that it takes the entire impact rather than you. Or they use things that like were spears where it would skewer the enemy, so you weren't taking a massive impact on yourself. And then when you were switching to like other types of weapons, you were swinging down at the enemy rather than, you know, the horse speeding along. And considering how quickly bikes go, you definitely risk tearing your little arms off. I really hope we get a Lost of the Damned Codex, though. That gives us proper cultists, traitor guardsmen and stuff. Oh no, not the limbs, not the... I mean, if you're a Genestealer cultist, you might have more than one limb, so you're not that worried about losing them. So I guess that's one advantage of being a Genestealer cultist. My gosh, did this just become significantly lighter? Oh no, I've lost a limb. I've only got 6 limbs left. It's every man's dream to learn how to duel like knights of old, full plate on horseback, big lance. Is that every guy's dream? Are you certain of that? Because, I mean, people die doing that even today, like when you see these recreation lancers. I do know, what's it called things? He's got his little shotgun there. I said every man's dream. Man's dream without an apostrophe. That means it's not a dream belonging to someone. Instead, it's a type of dream. Oh my gosh, there's a bolt pistol. I don't think does anything. One time dyslexia isn't turned on. Look, I'm too annoyed to be dyslexic. I'm still recovering from technical issues. I ain't got time to be dyslexic. I ain't got time to bleed. Also, don't forget, I'm actually a writer. I need to write more, though. My goodness. There we go. Gimme, 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 gimme a wheel. Do, 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 do. Gimme, 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 just gimme a wheel. I need to give it to you. Okay. Shotguns, power weapons. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. It would actually be super cool if instead of, I think it would have still been cooler if we got just generic cultists instead of, you know, specifically Genestealer cultists. Like, do you know how we've got Imperial agents right now? Imagine if Imperial agents were just better. And what you did is instead you had multiple army rules you could choose from. And depending on what army rule you went with, changed like everything. And for certain units you could only get with certain army rules. Like there'll be definitely like chaos only cultists, Imperial cultists, and Genestealer cultists. And what you got instead is a bunch of upgrade sprues, like, you know, with cool different head options and stuff, and limb and weapon options. And you had like the Genestealer upgrade sprue that could be used with any of the new cultist kits. And you got like the chaos one, and then maybe like a special Imperial one too.
Imagine if Imperial agents were just better. Sorry, no one can suspend their disbelief that we are going too far into the fantastical th.
Yeah. Well, that would actually be kind of cool. There's a castle near me that puts jousting stones on sometimes. Yeah, jousting, that's a word. That's what I wanted to say. Jousting. But yeah, if I think that would be fun. I think we could like ally into other lists. So like you could, if you made a Genestealer, if you took the Genestealer army rule, you could ally Genestealer cultists into like Tyranids and stuff. Or you could have like Tyranids allying into you with the correct detachment. Like, that would be cool. Because I feel like a lot of what Genestealer cults have going on right now could be quite easily applied to, you know, chaos cults. And to heretical cults that don't worship chaos or anything. They're just, you know, they're more like a representative of a gang, like, you know, the Necromunda gangs and stuff. I kind of do prefer the idea of the other old Genestealers before the Tyranids came along. Which were more... Well, actually, actual cults, I guess. Like, yeah, it's an invasive alien parasite and species. And it does the entire hypocrisy of cults of, hey, give us all of your... You know, these people out there are evil. And, you know, it's for eat for rich and all that. But you should give us all of your money and all of your wealth. Give it to the cult. And then you got your Pope-mobile. Hi, French Puff. Sponge. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants. Porous is he. Do. Something or something. Something you wish. SpongeBob SquarePants. Do. SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Puff word of the day. Sponge rock. I found a rock with a bunch of holes in it on the beach. And then another and another. Etc. Most likely F.
Most likely formed from rain that reacted with a rock type. Potentially, yeah. There's all sorts of porous rocks. This arm feels weird. Do. Could also be fossilized coral washing up on the beach. Oh. This rain can react with some types of menu that corrode the rock and form toes. Yeah. Do. Big old power axe. Okay, now let's look for ahead. You're in Croatia now? Yay! Hope you're enjoying Croatia. He's doing a wheelie. He's really, really happy. Look at him go. Yeah. Doomed. Yeah, have you seen that secret level animation with the space marines and stuff? The cultists in that remind me more of Genestealer cultists, like in terms of if you want to try finding rules for them. Room has a little balcony with a view of the ocean. The view is blocked by a bunch of trees. Oh, that's sad. Unless they're pretty trees, in which case, not too sad. Depends if you like the ocean or not, I guess. Okay, I want... Should 48 I want next? Yes. 48 is the wheel that attaches to this. You know, if they didn't have this sort of like very specific way it attaches here, I think it would be cooler. Like if this was just a single circular point that comes off of the wheel and this was like circular here, because the rest of the model doesn't really seem to care about how the bike is positioned. If it was circular, you could have all of them doing wheelies if you wanted to. But since it's not, you'd have to cut this down so that this could just stick onto the side, but then it wouldn't have a stronger connection and you'd risk the wheel just coming off. But I don't really want these guys to be all doing wheelies. Do 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 do. That's 59. So we want 50 next. Yep. Let's take this and glue it onto this. Okay, we've got the grenade launcher still. And that's it. Other than that, we got one to put a shotgun on somebody. We got the 2 power weapons. We got the mining laser. We need the grenade launcher. Okay, the grenade launcher looks like it'll have to be in the last model because that's the grenade launcher. And, you know, that arm's already in use. An Earthcast tower just letting a Genestealer cult establish itself on a planet will never not be funny. I mean, the Imperium's done that. Read about the Necromunda Genestealer cult and how that occurred. Basically, Tech Priest was like, hey, Genestealers sound like a fun thing to study. Yeah, you can imagine how that went. How we get from mouse strain coat. Yeah, I mean, it's not really that stupid. It would be like today, how, you know, we have these Center of Disease Control. Have they actively grow plagues and various diseases so they can study them? It's like, it sounds kind of like a bad idea, but it's like, it's not really, because that's how we've got such a good control of disease. It's through the knowledge from growing these things in controlled environments and allowing these diseases to, you know, exist. It's a good way to study them. Unfortunately, when it comes to things like Genestealer cults, you have to instead study the infected. In real life, again, we do the exact same thing with various diseases, including ones that can be very, very, very deadly. And very, very, you know, spread very easily. But when given the opportunity to study these things, how they naturally occur, scientists will try to study them. And control it. A Genestealer cult is just effectively a very aggressive, very deadly version of that. But one that constantly is trying to find its way onto all of your planets. So maybe it's not really a bad idea to allow it to grow a little bit in a controlled environment and try to study it. Or at least that's what you might think. Sometimes a disease gets out. Yeah. Now that's very, very rare in real life that a disease in these things gets out. But... And it's like the same way with a Genestealer. No, not really the same way. But in real life, we're not exactly going to go, hey, you've got this really terrible and infectious disease that could cripple half a country if it gets out. We are wanting to study you. We wanted to study all the people who've infected. But now imagine if that person is constantly trying to get out. Again, we're not going to just kill these people. It's like if it was a zombie apocalypse type this virus, again, we're not going to do anything crazy. We're just going to try and study it. We're going to try and put it in a controlled area. And there's a good chance, let's say if it was some sort of zombie virus that affected a village, we'll probably just try cordoning off the village and try studying it from afar rather than just eliminating everybody. Because that's kind of a moral thing to do. Not the moral thing to do, maybe. You could argue it, but we're not going to just, you know, eliminate people for being ill. Even if we know there's no cure. And that it will eventually kill them. Arcada's Divo for FCAS wanted to be friends with Genestealers, and once it went beyond control, they quarantined the planet for 10 years. That's not too far off some of the Imperial stuff. Like, while they're not necessarily trying to be friends with it, they are still trying to, like, figure out if you can talk to it. If you can get a psyker to talk to it and stuff like that. The Imperium didn't even quarantine the planet. Instead, they just quarantined one living area. One of the hives. It's kind of pathetic quarantine, to be honest, as well. I mean... The Imperium also tried to do diplomacy with the Tyranids multiple times. The Tau also tried to do that. The Imperium does this sort of stuff with more of an idea that, yeah, this is probably not going to go well, but we're going to try anyway. Have the idea that hope that they're going to be the ones betraying the enemy, rather than the enemy betraying them. But still. There's definitely been tech priests who have also been manipulated by Genestealers. Into, you know, thinking it can go well. Okay, I want a shotgun. I like the shotguns on the bikes. I think that's cool. Oh no, I was watching a battle report, one of the official Warhammer battle reports. And it was 9th edition League of Photon versus Imperial Guardsmen combat patrol size game. And oh my gosh, it was terrible. There's an uninhabited island off of Scotland you couldn't visit for decades because it was used as a biological testing site back in the 40s. Oh! I don't think I knew that. I knew that there was some, like, nuclear testing sites around. I don't think in Scotland, though. Yeah. What was I going to say? I don't know. Oh yeah, I was watching this back to report. And for guards, for 3 objectives, right? If I remember correctly, it had like battlefield 1 here, 1 here, and like 1 here. And the enemy had Halfkin warriors up here behind some terrain, like just there, near the objective. There was an objective down here that they started with, an objective around here. We had some pioneers around here with some terrain there. And then Halfkin warriors up here. So the Imperial Guardsman player went first and decided he'll just storm his entire army forward and right in front of the enemy. You can imagine that when the enemy's turn came around, half of his army was just wiped out. I know what island you're talking about, probably still shouldn't visit it. Anthrax is much like glitter, it is forever. Yeah. Anthrax is terrible. Yeah, it was the most horrible thing just watching this guard player just walk his entire army. Literally within charge rate. They even did the move and move command and stuff to get onto the objectives, but it just put him right in charge range of. The enemy just took their Halfkin, not for Halfkin warriors, for half guard out and was like, okay, grenade launchers into them, plasma into your sentinel, charging them, wipe out that squad. The guard army just got ripped to pieces like it was nothing. Without any of his units being in cover, he got torn to pieces. And also, Photon, back in 9th edition, were absolutely insane. Like, my goodness. I'm glad some of those balance changes came along. He's like shooting his shotgun at you. Oh darn it, I forgot to put the things on the side of the bikes. Little packages. We're testing livestock and fax cakes during WW2, but we decided against deploying it because it would make basically all of Europe uninhabitable. They quarantined the test island. Oh my goodness. I could have resulted into a very different result. Like do those alternate history things. I do not. There we go. Do. Oh my gosh, that would be kind of a fun story though. Like fantasy world. Massive scale, you know. War occurs on one of these continents onto like a planet or something. Except it results in doing like this chemical warfare that leaves the entire area uninhabitable. And as a result, you end up seeing a sudden shift in the war as they suddenly start deciding that they need to migrate to, you know, for other continents or other planets. And suddenly it's like the equivalent of like America or something is getting invaded by a new European army. There's so much happening in WW2 that would be wacky if it weren't so horrifying. Yeah. Very horrible. WW2 is... something I both recommend researching, but not for your own sanity. Like, it's one of those things where I don't think history should be forgotten. Because, you know, we need to remember all of the bad stuff that everybody did. Because no one is really immune from doing bad stuff. It's when we start thinking that we're the good guys and we're incapable of doing bad stuff, and want to start thinking of the idea of like the greater good. When that happens, you're capable of doing anything in the name of the greater good. And thinking that you're infallible to it. But you're not. You are very, very fallible. A lot of horrible and evil things were done. Across Europe, across Japan, China. America. There we go. Honestly, it's the kind of thing where, you know, you look at real history and you look at Warhammer and then you think to yourself, you know, maybe Warhammer's not actually that bad. Like, you got all of these horrible things going on, but then you look at real history and it's like, at least Warhammer has the excuse of, you know, chaos demons and stuff like, actually existing and not just being, you know, something that people vaguely believe in. No, these. History is horrifying. Do. Yeah, bike. I do like these bikes. I want them to release Guardsman bikes. Like, as much as I love my horsies or my Guardsmen, we need Guardsman bikes. Like, imagine how cool a Guardsman bike would be. I think they should be different from, like, Rough Riders and stuff, though. Like, they should be very, very fast. Faster than Rough Riders. But I think they should have, like, a rule called spotting. Where you can choose like a unit within 18 inches of them. And your entire army will get +1 to hit it. And your entire army can fire without line of sight to it. Potentially. Maybe. Maybe not that rule. Oh, yeah, actually. Yeah, imagine your tanks being able to just, like, bombard it from afar with their main weapons or something. It wouldn't make as much sense if last cannons, unless you imagine the last cannon just, like, firing through the cover at this target. Okay, wheels. I got wheels. Now I want legs. Legs, not wheels. We got the wheels. We gotta get the legs. Then the body. Then the head. And then the rest of it. Yeah. What else could you do with guardsman bikes? I mean, you got the idea from doing spotting. And they could move really quickly. Like, imagine they'll be able to, they could do what the Night Destria does. They get 12-inch movement. But whenever they move, you roll a dice, or they do an advanced roll. You roll a dice and they get to add that much to their movement characteristic for the turn. That would be super cool. If I'm gonna have the 2-inch. 2-inch. They'd all have assault weapons. That much would be fun. Assault shotguns or las carbines. Nah, I think shotguns. Oh no, they'd have like what instead of like having hand weapons, like they'd have pistols and stuff that they can equip and close combat weapons. But they'll have like Space Marine bike things, do if they've got guns mounted on the front. And the guns are your options are las carbines. Shotguns, like twin link shotguns just on the front of your bike. A grenade launcher for one of them. Well, for one FE5. And a plasma gun for one in FE5. Twin link plasma carbine. That would be amazingly cool. I guess a passenger car could be a missile. Oh yeah, I guess you could have one with like a passenger car. And it could have like multi-laser. Like deal for old Space Marine. Attack bike. Oh, you could have like the equivalent of like a Browning machine gun or whatever, doing like the attack bikes that they had in WW2, where the sidecar had like this big old heavy machine gun or light machine gun on it. It was like just going. That would definitely be a multi-laser in the Guardsman. Oh, rapid grenade launcher. Maybe I'll have two types of bikes. You'll have the really light versions of the bikes you could build, which do all the spotting and stuff, like recon bikes. But then you'd have the... Oh my gosh, it's a wild briar! Ow! Go check out Briar, she's amazing. Hello, big love hearts to you. I remember when early bike... How you been, Briar? I remember an early bike sort of thing. Where classes on bike melee fighting, I missed the 1900s. Were classes on bike melee fighting? What? That sounds crazy. So why is a random what looks like a photon helmet here? I don't know. Probably an important part of a bike that's meant to go somewhere, but I have no idea where. Imagine a quad bike. We've been building cultists on bikes. To be clear, I wasn't alive then, but they had Looney Tune classes, and I wish I could have done that. Looney Tune classes! Of Daffy Duck, it's just having a fight on a bike. Shuffling. Grab. You're back. Hi, back! I'm Cupcake. How are you? Ah, my ankle just snapped. Wait, it didn't snap, it just cracked. It meant clack. Cliddy clack. You making bikes today. Making bacon bikes. Wait, there it goes. Dynamite. Did you know Nano Fate was alive in the 1900s? The early 1900s. Grenade launcher. Yeah, I'm thinking that part goes like here. If I had to guess. No, it doesn't look like it, actually. Huh. Where the heck does this go? Does it go on one of the weapons? No. Hi, Douglas. Ow, I just stabbed myself with some clippers. Okay, let's look. Let's look at the website. The website has answers for everything. New 40k model. Niet. Xenos armies, Genestealer cults, Genestealer cults. Atalan Rough Riders. Atalan Jackals. Do. Okay, let's look at you. Okay, no, it doesn't go underneath the car there. Doesn't go there. Doesn't go on top. Oh, it goes on the back. Does it go on the back of his head? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Does it? Can it go on like the front of his head? Can I close his entire... Oh, I can! I can close his entire head up. I don't know if that's what it's meant to do. But yeah, you can do that. You can... Oh, no, might show you later. Okay, I can put this. Potentially. Like, if I didn't have the head on it already, I could put this. Like that. Okay, and I take the head off. Give me your head. I just want to see if it is meant to go like this, or if I'm just being absolutely crazy. Or if I can get it to fit, I'm going with it. You retracted your message. Nah. Okay, does this go like... Yeah, no, it doesn't go on the back of the other guys. No. I have no idea where this goes. It's just a weird part. Looks like it's from a Photon model. Right, doing for little helmets they wear. I like when you build models, Cupcake. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you. I hope you're having a wonderful day too. I'm glad you enjoyed the model building, because I enjoy making models. Even if these aren't my favourite ones. The bikes are still really cool, of the quad bikes and stuff. I feel like maybe I should have tried converting all the Genestealer cult stuff into like other things, maybe? Like maybe Chaos Cultists? But that'd have been a lot of effort. There we go. Okay, so we've got 5 cultists on bikes made. Which, after lots of tech issues, we got it done. We got it done. Well, 4 cultists on bikes, 1 on a quad bike. I don't think a quad bike counts as a bike. Like, I mean, bike's got its name. It's bi, as in 2. It isn't 2 wheels, it's 4 wheels. It's a quad. It's a quake. It's a quack. It's not a bike, it's a quack. What we got? My favourite cultists. Ironic. It's my favourite cultist. Like, World Eaters. It's a duck. Yeah, it's a duck. Yeah, World Eaters are my least favourite monogod legion of chaos. As far as like entire just all the chaos legions and factions, it's not my least favourite, but it's definitely down there. Like, it's down. I think Iron Hands is definitely below. Not Iron Hands, Iron Warrior, sorry. It's definitely below it. Maybe Word Bearers too. And maybe Black Legion is around there too. But honestly, no, World Eaters is probably below those two. As far as like the 4 Chaos Gods, World Eaters, not World Eaters, Khan is my least favourite. Out of all of the Primarchs, Angon is probably the one I disrespect the most by saying I just don't care. Oh look, I got an invitation. It's an envelope. It's an invitation to Mario Smash Brothers. Oh. Ah! No, it's just kill team tokens. Ah! Kill team tokens. Instructions? Meh. Models. Yeah, we've already built like 8 of these dudes before building 8 more. Yeah, so I'm glad it's probably the one to disrespect her most by the fact it's like, yeah, I actively dislike Perturabo. I actively like some of them. I actively dislike some of them. Angron is the one where I'm probably like, hey, I just don't care. I don't think about Angron. Angron's like, I hate you, and I'm like, I don't even know who you are. I don't even think about you. Because
that sound sounded vaguely plastic. I think the kill team tokens found the canopy.
The canopy? The canopy! You know, actually that's true, because I do have like this massive sorry about all the plastic rustling there. I do have this massive metal box thing that has like this green screen thing behind it. And that's mostly like what I'd put up behind, like back when I was using my webcam. I was back what I'd put up behind me, and it got very, very warm when I put that up. Just so that it could better catch me and not get distracted by the background. But since I switched over to using an iPhone and stuff, I don't need to put anything behind me anymore. So it now just sits there in the corner. And yes, it did just hit that. It did just hit the big metal box that's in. But yeah, Goremongers are probably my favourite cultists. Like, out of all of the cultists in 40k, in probably all of the things actually, Goremongers are my favourite. And it's not the only thing of Khorne that I actually really like. I like Fleshhounds quite a bit. Juggernauts are one of my favourite demon engines. And Skull Cannons aren't bad. Bloodletters I used to like more until I had to make them, and I was like, okay, no, never mind. Screamers are probably my favourite demons though. And the Discs of Siege. The rest of the Siege demons, not big fans of. Not big fans of. Especially for Pink Horror. For Horrors are probably my least favourite demons. The clear plastic canopy, I meant. Oh! No, they didn't find that, sadly. They didn't find that. I wish they did. I wish they did. What do I want to do? What was I clicking? Oh yeah, I wanted to click here. Because I was just thinking about, what did the old Keeper of Secrets look like? I remember I used to like the old Keeper of Secrets model. Oh yeah. So where is it? Open image in new tab. Open image in new tab. I'm gonna have to be a bit careful. I don't know if YouTube will like showing these things. But so looking at the current Keeper of Secrets. So the Nash used to be my favourite. Like general just demons and stuff. But if we find like the Keeper of Secrets here. You know, Keeper of Secrets, I'm not a big fan of this thing. It's like, it's okay. It's okay, but if I compare it to the old models, It's like you had the old Forge Road model. The old Forge Road model was amazing. Oh, darn it. But we got this. Old Forge Road model. Really, really fun model. Then the old Keeper of Secrets, the old metal model. I liked the old metal model. That was fun. And here's it from like different angle. Where is it? Open image in new tab. There we go. There we go. Yeah, and this is like the old metal model before the current version. And obviously I had the Forge Road version. I kind of prefer these designs to this design, you know. I'm only on it because I'm now thinking about like the chaos themes. I think this is still cool. I just like the older, more disgusting aesthetic of it. And like, not a big fan of this entire cloak and what's going on there. Isn't there still the Titanic Keeper of Secrets? I don't think they still sell a Titanic Keeper of Secrets. The Keeper of Secrets 40k Titanic. Titanic. I mean, the old Forge Road one was kind of Titanic scale, although the current version's not far off that one. Basically changed what's Titanic scale now. Like, do you want to see the oldest version of the Keeper of Secrets, actually? That's some epic 40k. Very silly. But yeah, this is the old Titan version, I guess. Close to Titan. It's like night-sized. It's just a silly little guy, yeah. And that was a cool model. That's not hot at all. It is not meant to be hot. It's meant to be a horrifying creature that tears you apart. But now I especially liked the design of the old 3rd edition Keeper of Secrets. Like, look at this horrifying creature. It's so cool. It's got big old crabby, stubby claws. Have you seen the Age of Secret? Yeah, this is the Age of Sigmar version. Look at the big old tongue and stuff. Very silly looking. That's the first Keeper of Secret. Looks like the demon from the secret level animation. The 1st edition one looks like the demon from the ski. Oh wait, no, this is the oldest one. Okay, here's the oldest one. That's the same one. Greater Demon of Slaanesh. Oh. Age of Sigmar. Chaos. Head of Knights of Slaanesh. Shinisa, Voice of Slaanesh. Do 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 do. Okay, Gorfists. Let me look at my Goremongers. Okay, 1 Chainblade. 1 6 Goremongers auto pistol close combat weapon. 1 with blood harpoon. Yeah, don't want 1 with 2 pistols. Okay, so I was just looking at like what I want to make. Sinessa and Decasa, fair for ones. Okay, these two. Yeah, I've seen them. They look okay. They're pretty fun. They look very similar to one another though. But pretty fun. Alternatively though, I do like the new versions of the not Keeper of Secrets, Lords of Change. Like, I was never a big fan of Siege. I'm still not a big fan. I like the Flamers. Flamers are cool. Screamers are one of my favorite demons, if not my favorite. I saw Discs of Siege. But yeah, the Lords of Change, the modern ones, and the Kairos of Fate Reef and stuff, super cool. The Great Summoners are also super cool. Forgotten Summoners, sorry. Yeah, these guys, pretty amazing if I'm entirely honest with you. Didn't used to like their not Keeper of Secrets, Lords of Change very much. I used to prefer the old not Berserker, Bloodthirsters compared to this one. I think the Bloodthirster's fine, it's just the old one was cooler. Let me look at this. Lord of Change. Forge Road. I think the Forge Road one was pretty cool actually. Go to the Lexium. That's gonna have all the different editions. Yeah, here's the old Lord of Change model. Back when it was a metal model. Yeah, you can see why I probably didn't like that model too much. It's kind of meh. It's okay, you get the idea of what it's meant to be. But then, what was the... It doesn't show the Forge Road version here, though. Pretty sure there was a Forge Road first version. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Forge Road version was okay. Not as cool as the Slanesh one, though. Diet Keeper of Secrets. And what is the Bloodthirster? Yeah, I want to see the Bloodthirster. Forge Road Bloodthirster was kind of cool. Is it this one? Open image and new. Oh, darn it. Not that. Click here. Okay, now the Forge Road Bloodthirster was okay. Wasn't amazing. I think I do prefer the modern one. Our modern one kind of keeps the same theme. What about the old metal ones? I don't really remember them too well. Oh my gosh, the old epic version looks derpy as heck. Okay, yeah, the old metal version actually is also kind of meh. Yeah, the new version's definitely keeping the same theme, just being a massive upgrade over it. I think I just don't like Bloodthirsters that much. Oh my goodness, this is a cool Bloodthirster. I think that for some for Horus Heresy. Yeah, I think that's Horus Heresy. Let's look for the Horus Heresy one. Horus Heresy. Armies of a War Master, Demons of a Ruined Storm. Yeah, this dude. That guy is cool. That whip being made out of resin looks like it would snap. Like if you just sneezed near it. Why are we just hating an older... We're not just hating. I was talking about how great the Keeper of Secrets was from the old models. You want to see the original version of the models, though, of the epic scale Bloodthirster? He's a happy little guy! And for the letter of the stupid like that. Too many apostrophes, too many syllables, not enough syllables! What are we doing? We're gonna make... I got distracted thinking about demons. You know. I got distracted by demons. Look, Orc Shaman. Oh, he looks like a... He does look like an Orc Shaman. Samus. Samus! Use them for Horus Heresy books. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna make... So, I was gonna make some Goremongers, but, you know, I got a bit distracted by demons. Ow! Hi, Bob, how you doing? You have like 18 minutes of stream. We can go a bit longer. We can go a bit longer. Talan doesn't have faith. Talan has no faith in my super speedy clipping together of... Guys, do you want to see? So if you want to see what we're making today, I drew a picture for you. I drew a picture. Smash! So that's what we're making. See this picture over here. Look over there. It's a cool picture. I just realised we're lagging while I'm over here. I'm not stinky. Why am I lagging when I'm in this screen? I feel like there's something that must be going on that's causing lag. No, there's nothing cool going on over here. There we go. Smash! See, yeah, I'm not lagging here. But over here, I'm lagging all of a sudden. What the heckers? Is it all the animations of a background? Mysterious. Maybe there's something under the desk. Maybe. Maybe. According to Middle English, GIF is pronounced GIF. It's pronounced GIF. GIF. After the guy who made it. Inspector GIF.
It's Glenn under the desk, eating new frames.
He's eating my frames! Get him off my frames! Just come back from work. Nice. I hope work was good to you. $79 and $78. 79 and 78. We got some cool fellas. Do-do-do-do-do. We're smashing fellas. Do-do-do-do-do. Got a lot going on today. A lot going on in the way. I sometimes used to go on GIF VG, GIF debates and drop that. It's like dropping a grenade in the middle of an argument. I just get everyone chasing you down. Now, GIF is actually pronounced Hiddabigabidgoo. Hibbidi-gibbidi-goo. A thingamajigim. It's actually just a thingamajig. Thingamajig-o-dig-a-big-doo. Thank God we are not Middle English. Talana, I've got some bad news for you. Your blood tests came back and you tested positive for Middle Englishness. Oh. Talana immediately just jumps off a cliff. That's exactly what a Middle English person would do. No, you're Middle English. No. There you go. Thingamajig. It's a thingamajig. It's just a compromise that makes no one happy, just like Jod intended. Yeah. I want a second opinion. Well, you're oh so ugly. Isn't that, I think that's the line, isn't it? From The Simpsons. I want a second opinion, you're also ugly. Okay. I'm not sure you have a medical license. I got my medical license of The Simpsons, don't worry about it. Oh, you're also lazy. There you go, that's the line. Yeah. I mean, you're right. So I think ugly's more fitting if I'm entirely honest with you. Since you know, you're right. I see you empathise. I did. Look, if they didn't call me Cupcake Conjurer because I've got an amazing memory. Can I play the piano anymore? Yes. Well, I couldn't before. Gobsmacked. My face is too thin to do a good gobsmack. There we go. I had to puff out my cheeks. I'm too gaunt. Look at this guy. He's got his hands in the air like it just don't care. Do 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 do. Hands in the air like it just don't care. Do 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 do. Oh, look at it. I'm running after you. Oh, you're running past me because you keep doing wheelies. No. That's why you don't do wheelies. Someone will just run past you. You're not very good for building speed or wheelies. Actually, I have no idea. I imagine not. Generally, for more points of connection you have to ground, the faster you go. Unless obviously it's a jet engine, in which case you don't necessarily need to be attached to the ground. There you go. Oh, Goremongers. You gotta love Goremongers. If you don't love Goremongers, what you doing? What are you doing? I've written a kill team, not a kill team list. I've written an admech list recently of 1,000 points and 2,000 points. I have no idea if it's good. Anthony, you know admech relatively well, don't you? Do you think the new admech models are like overly costed in terms of points. Because a bunch of academic people have been saying they are, and I'm like, they don't seem to be to me. Like, the damage output and durability and stuff seems on par with, like, other things based on the price. You think I know things. You probably know more about AdMech than I do. Oh. We're just scaling up the spawn now. No. There's a lot of chimeras. There you go. There's a new Fusiliers. I'd have to go and look at it again to give you an honest estimation. Yeah. Because the Fusiliers are basically armed with 24-inch las cannons that hit on falls. But with AdMech, they ignore cover, obviously. With AdMech, though, they get +1 to the ballistic skill. They can have a Skitari Marshal leading them, allowing them to reroll to hit. And they can be given heavy, and that's just because of the army rule. Meaning that if they stay still, they can hit in 2s with rerolls to hit if they've got a Marshal in the unit. And on top of that, they've also got, like, a normal attack. I say normal attack, a weaker attack. Oh yeah, I forgot. They've got these backpacks. That's what, like, screwed me over last time. I forgot about the backpacks on them. Sorry about that. There we go. Depends on how they compare with kitty fonts. Yeah, but I think they do well. I was testing them. It's like, especially the Fusiliers, compared to like the anti-tank versions of the Cataphon Breachers and the Cataphon Destroyers, they do just so much better. Like, they're cheaper than the Destroyers by quite a bit. But it's the fact that they get 5 last cannon shots, sorry. Now, they're not as good in melee, and they are easier to kill off. Unless it's against, if it's against attacks that have damage of 3 or 4, they are easier to kill off than the Cataphons. Especially against damage 1 attacks. That being said, they are smaller models. You can get them into terrain easier. You can get them into upper levels, which gives them quite a lot of advantages. They're not going to be as good in melee as the Breachers are, because, you know, they get the hydraulic claws. But the damage output is significantly higher than the Destroyers. And when it comes to, like, the Exterminators killing Marines, they're pretty much better than either of the Cataphons when it comes to shooting. So I think they're not too badly costed. They're also Skitari, so they benefit from just being Skitari with all the keyword stuff. And being able to have a Skitari Marshal drive them, which is just a 35 points model that is pretty decent. I think you could definitely make them 10 or 15 points cheaper, and they'll definitely be significantly more competitive. I mean, obviously, make anything cheaper to be more competitive, so... and maybe about 10 points, because 135 points for just 5 of them, if it's Exterminators, and 145 points for the Fusiliers. Which is a bit on the expensive end. Okay. Now, I've already given these guys a blood harpoon before. I wonder if I can swap who has the blood harpoon. Looks like I potentially could. Hmm. Okay, what is other arm be? Okay, so you have those two. $45. I would definitely give this arm, I think, to him. I could give these arms to him. The main reason thinking about changing them both is because we've already built some Goremongers. I've already given this guy, this body, for Blood Harpoon. So giving it to him again feels a bit... You know, I want to make them look more unique. Well, that'll be hard because they are just a very thin set of models. It's not like this guy had any other options of hands I could give him. There we go. So let's look. Let's build this body then, just to see. We can experiment. We can experiment. Do, 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 do. The new Defiler though. I did buy one of the new Defilers and I'm already regretting it because I really don't know where I can put a model with that size for base. It's 160mm base, which is obviously 16 centimeters, which is, how much is that in inches? About 2.5 centimeters in an inch. So it'll be 6, somewhere between 6 and 7 inches, about 6.5 inches. Just wide. That's like 5, 10, 15, like 5, 10, 15, 16. That's like this big of a base. It's like, oh, there's a circle. It's like, oh. It's 160mm. I need to look up now. It's 180mm. Warhammer 40k. Pre-order. Defiler is here. And it's on a 160mm round base. Yeah. Absolutely massive. It's like that big. It's like a small dinner plate. Oh. What do you even do with that? You gotta hang it from the ceiling, obviously. Yeah. And it looks quite tall. I don't know how tall it is compared to a knight. But honestly, it doesn't look that far off a knight. And it's got the same stats as a Destria in terms of like durability. I think the funniest thing about the Defiler though is if people try using it in tournaments, is they're going to find themselves risking being body blocked. So if we say this is Defiler space, and you got a table here, well, it'll be bigger than that. You've got a bunch of terrain here, and you got some infantry you want to charge here. Or let's say you got terrain here. It's like, yes, you can move over the terrain and move to like here. But let's say there's now a terrain piece there, so you can't stand there. You can't stand here because your base is going to be on the terrain. Your base is going to be on the terrain here. And then if all they do is stand here, you can't actually get into base contact with them. And then if they have another model here, you can't then go there. So effectively you're then locked to having to stay here. And you can't charge them, you can't get into melee with them. Because all they've done is put their models in a way that just completely blocks you from being able to put your base anywhere down because there's just terrain in the way. Spooder Defiler. Yeah, or I can blue tack it to the ceiling and just watch it collapse one day. And because the Defiler, like half of its points is just in its melee stats, it would be a big waste having it just not being able to get into melee. Okay, can this fit onto here? It can if I cut some of the arms down a bit. Cut down those little nubbins on the body. Oh no, my tummy. My tummy. Okay, yeah, so it wants to be like this. Oh. Not wide enough for it. Okay, you're not wide enough for it either, apparently. Let's be an angle. Is terrain not destructible in table? I don't think so, no. Some terrain might be, but usually no. Generally, destructible terrain is like a very special rule. One-off thing. And it used to be that you could overhang bases, but they got rid of that rule. And now you're not allowed to overhang bases on terrain. So you're either in the terrain, your model's either fully in the terrain and on it with no overhang, or it's not in the terrain at all. Now it does have rules allowing it to move through terrain and even enemy models, as long as it's in the movement phase. It can't do that in the charge phase. So I think the Emperor's Children Defiler apparently can. But so in the situation where I showed it before, it can't just like charge over the enemy and then land on the other side of them. It has to try moving over them, then charging from the other side. But if it does have enough movement to do that, it can't do that because it can't end its movement there. And I think that's going to stop the Defiler being competitive, and it's going to be the reason why it will stay at 250 points rather than go up, which some people are like, it can do too much how many points it is. It's like, yeah, in a perfect situation, in a completely theoretical situation where you can't body block it, the Defiler is absolutely insane. In the realistic situation where it's going to get constantly body blocked even without you even trying to body block it, it's kind of pathetic. Well, it's not pathetic, it's just going to struggle. It's going to be very good at like defending home objectives and stuff. Put down a bunch of covering fire. And then if anyone tries coming towards your home objective, you can just be like, nah.
Praise be to the L-shaped ruin, for that is all you will see. Sometimes a drinks coaster will be left on the mat. This is also terrain.
True. But now that they're actually turning objective markers into terrain pieces, that's bad for the Defiler. Because it can't sit on top of the terrain piece. Like, it's like, oh, I'm just going to sit my squad here, you know, on the other side of the objective marker. And since the objective marker is terrain, your Defiler can't get into combat with me. Poor Defilers. So yeah, I definitely think loading it up into a full shooty profile, like twin las cannons, and stuff, is probably for the best. Unless it's an Emperor's Children Defiler, in which case maybe it'll be a bit better. Yeah, trying to unique these guys up a bit is a bit difficult. But it's fine. Oh, we can give him a pistol as well. That's cool. No, it'll be stuff like rubble that'll be the objective now, where the Defiler will be able to sit. Even woods will be objectives. We'll finally see terrain other than the glorious L-shaped ruin. Yay! Wait, what do you mean? No! We need more than just... No, we don't need more than that L-shaped ruin. Oh gosh, my tummy hurts really badly. There we go. There we go. No, no. Stick. Stick. Yeah! I forgot these guys are called jackals. If we had these at the same time as the corn jackals, it would be hilarious. Plunging fire rule in my war game. I don't know if it'll be able to sit on what's it called, rubble or anything, because as far as I'm aware in official tournaments, your bases for the most part have to be flat on the ground. So if you have like a bunch of rubble like this, actually let's use this. You can't have a defiler like sitting on it with its base up like that, especially like this bigger rubble. It's like that. Like it's got so much wiggly room. And it can potentially move about. I want to give them these dual. Nah, I want to go for the big one. I want to go for a big old slabby slices. Okay, we got this guy. I remember being kind of annoying with that claw. I keep forgetting about the plunging fire rule, if I'm entirely honest. You don't really get to see models in terrain anymore, though. Because, especially like for things that you'd want, like on the top terrain, the bases are often too big. Like, if you've got some guardsman heavy weapons, the Greek heavy weapons are a little easier. It's like, especially all of the old ruin buildings and stuff, they weren't really designed for modern, larger bases. Like, 32mm bases is the largest you can usually get there without overhang. And even then, you only give it in like 2 or 3 models. There we go. Don't worry, no one does. Yeah. And you do have those other buildings though, do you know, the bunkers and stuff? Like that you can get with the ultimate starter set. I guess they are better for it. I don't know if that can trigger plunging fire because I don't think you're actually that high up on most of those buildings. Oh my gosh, I've just realised. I watched a 10th edition battle report where they had multiple opportunities to use plunging fire. And it's one of the official battle reports and they never did any plunging fire. Oh my gosh, they truly are bad at their own game. Okay, this definitely goes like this, doesn't it? So, he's got to be sat in his space like... He's just doing acrobatics. Or she is, so whatever. She is, actually. Oh, that's why I'm struggling. I need to cut a bit of sprue off this thing. Okay. A little bit of sprue is attached. There we go. Oh my gosh, Games Workshop doesn't even know their own game. I'll be honest, they do kind of actually suck at their own game, though, my goodness. Trying to watch a guardsman, the person playing guardsman. They had a really, really cool kit-bashed guardsman as well. With, do you know, the cool feather caps and stuff and the hats. I was like, oh my gosh, they're for some of the coolest of like guardsmen I've seen in like official things. And he's just like, I'm just gonna charge up my entire army right into the front of your short range melee threats. It's like, oh, I lost half my army in turn 1. Oh no, I lost the rest of my army in turn 2. Who could have guessed? But yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Nah, I think it was probably a little bit on purpose. I think it was mostly like a campaign for the Photon, so if we wanted like the first battle of the campaign to be, you know, Photon victory. And show off just how cool the Photon units are. If we have the Guardsman player actually just like staying out of range of a Photon and not allowing them to actually play, it would have been a much longer game where you think where many of the Photon would have probably been lost before they could do anything cool. But still, they could have done at least a little bit of trying to keep them safe. By the way, the Goremongers is one of the reasons why I actually got Demons of Chaos. Why did I get Demons of Chaos? Because the lore of the Goremongers, we actually went through it on our channel when they first came out, is that they are Demons of Chaos. No. These are people who had visions of bloodletters and stuff, are fought alongside bloodletters, and they kind of want to become bloodletters themselves. So they modify them, they go to butcher surgeons and get themselves modified. They get these bionic legs that mimic the bloodletter legs. And their entire idea is that they want to gain demonhood. And apparently they can actually become bloodletters through this method. As crazy as it might seem. Or at least they become something. And it makes sense that they could become... I don't know if they become bloodletters or demon princes or what, if they succeed. But they can become demons, apparently. And get rewarded. But it just felt weird to have Goremongers in my World Eater army without having any bloodletters. And then the Demonkin box set came out, I'm like, oh my gosh, Juggernauts. Bloodletters. Demons. Hey. And I love Juggernauts. They're so cool. Okay, so this hand goes something like this. But I feel like that chain is meant to link up. Maybe it goes this other direction then. Oh no, it's wrong chain. I had the wrong hand. Oops. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, this hand goes like this. This. Yeah. Okay, I need glue now. Glue, 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 glue. Yeah, they're very finicky, our bloodletters, our Goremongers. But they're very cool at the same time. Yeah. Okay, it goes this way. Apparently, they also do things like, they're quite stealthy, surprisingly, for people who are so enraged with blood and ideas. And, like, destroying. Well, the entire thing is they love causing horror and terror. So they hide in the shadows and then wait to strike, tearing something to pieces. Then they won't kill everyone, instead they'll run away. Like, allowing the message to get out that they're there. Or they'll, like, go onto a ship, kill everybody on board, hide in the shadows. And then, like, the ship will just automatically dock with where it's meant to be. And the people are like, there's nobody left on the ship. What the heck? Why is there blood everywhere? And while everyone was, like, coming on board and searching about, they've scuttled back off onto, like, your... wherever you are. Hello, Pixelanios. How you doing? We're talking about Goremongers and how cool they are. We've also been building jackals today. Land jackals. I keep forgetting they're called jackals. Oh my gosh, that looks so cool. Like, okay. Let's build the leader of this squad. With piece number 1. Yeah. I want to build a cult leader for them.
Wow, Cupcake has a normal tongue.
I don't have a normal tongue. I have a pink and yellow tongue. I almost said pink and purple. It's not pink and purple. Okay, 2. Oh, you can see, like, this guy's head is, like, mimicking a bloodletter's head. I want to build a cultist leader for these guys. Unsure of what model to use for it, though. I know I want to give it, like, dual plasma pistols. Okay, we got 4. Three. Five and 6. There we go. And then we eat some cheeseburgers. No, we don't eat some cheese, but oh, it's pointing. It's pointing. Oh, I want a pointer. I want a pointer. He's pointing like, hey, look at that thing over there. Laugh at it. Oh my goodness. Hey, look behind you. Ah, made you look. Smacks you on the head with his chain blade. That's what I like to imagine is, do you know when you got characters pointing somewhere? They're not pointing for like the squad to go somewhere, they're just like pointing behind the enemy, hoping to get the enemy to turn around so they can just whack them on the head. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect that to work. Very finicky pieces. Very, very finicky. But it's fine. It's fine. We love it. Okay, so it goes this leg next, which wants to go... Oh, that's a big piece of sprue that wants to be gotten rid of there. It wants to go up like that. Oh, it's got a little skull on its knee. Oh, it's so cool. And then... he goes like... how does that fit? It fits like... no. It wants to fit like... there we go. Oh. Super, super cool. Almost as cool as this art piece it did. Yeah. Oh my gosh, why am I so laggy here? Let me do something. Is it image 6? Is that the issue? Remove image 6. Yes. There we go. Is it still laggy? It is still laggy. Windows capture 2. Oh no, remove Windows capture 2. Yes. No, it's still really, really laggy here. I'm not sure what it is. Gonna have to look into this. Bonk. Okay, so this piece of terrain looks like it merges like this. Yeah, I mean, I got instructions. I'm just not using the instructions. I don't think you really meant to have like 3 squads of these guys in your army. I'm pretty sure that was not the intent when they made these guys. It was like, you have 1 squad. You probably only have it for kill team. And I'm just like, no, I want 3 squads of them. You don't understand. They're super cool. I need 3 squads of them. We've got bionic legs. They're like RoboCop, but if RoboCop was actually cool. I feel like if I finished that sentence, a lot of people would be upset at me. Because a lot of people like RoboCop. And I already think RoboCop's super cool. And I don't even know much about RoboCop. I don't think I've even watched any of the films. We can build him better, bigger, stronger. Who would win, RoboCop or a Space Marine? Did you know Dan Abnett, one of the authors who writes a lot for Warhammer, he has written like 3,000 books according to Goodreads? Actually insane. Well, that's why it doesn't want to move. It's a gap here. And now the leg's stuck already. Why is there a gap there? There shouldn't be a gap there. Maybe there's a bit of something here that shouldn't be. Yeah, but it turns out it's a lot of his books and stuff were comics, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. And he didn't draw the comics himself, he wrote for them, and it's things like, do you know, Transformers, Doctor Who, even things like Guardians of the Galaxy and Fantastic Four comics he wrote for. Like, oh my goodness, dude's prolific. Hi, Bats. How you doing? Yeah, this guy is annoying to stick to the base. He does not want to stick. You know you're late. Don't worry about it. I'm running late. I was running late myself for the stream, so it's fine. So I can make pretty good. Had a nice Easter. Nice. Got more pipe cleaning of different colours. Ooh, so I can make either new faction, species, or character. Oh, nice. Happy for us. Okay, how do we get this arm on here? Goes like that. Okay. No! There we go. And then we got the pointy fingers. The pointy fingers. Which wants to go on like this. Oh, he's like, I'm gonna point at you. Oh, don't fall off. Oh my gosh, a rock fell off the base now. Drain for Rock Johnson. Drain for Tactical Rock Johnson. You know, if Drain for Rock Johnson ever actually got a role in like a live action Warhammer thing, he has to play a Tactical Rock. There's like no other job for him. And if he refuses to do it, we execute him. It's just the rules of Warhammer. Skeletor! Like, he actually looks kind of like a Skeletor. Like if Skeletor got forehead surgery or became big-brained. He really looks like he's doing a point and laugh thing. Like, point and laugh at that person. They actually thought Games Workshop cared for them. They actually thought Games Workshop likes the Dark Eldar. That's me. They expected new kits of the Dark Eldar. That Goomba fallacy. Okay, we're just gonna have to leave him here, but there we go. He's back. He's got a Whole load of scores on his backpack. I'm going to be very careful. Then we got guy of pistol and chain glaive. Another guy with chain glaive. The issue with these guys is because they're kind of tall, they take up a lot of space in like the storage things, storage boxes. Another dude. There's 3 more I need to make, but I'm going to say for now, that's it. Oh my goodness. So if you're not liked the stream already, then please like it. I'm not going to go. Actually, we can go over to here. Oh, smash. And let's see. Am I still lagging over here? I'm still lagging over here. Why? What's going on with this thing? Showing multi-view. I'm just trying to see if there's like something going on there. But no, it's, yeah, for some reason. Maybe if I do this, let's look. Oh, maybe that's like scaled too much at the moment. Let's, maybe it's this thing being scaled too high. There we go. Yeah, that seems about right. Now, make it a bit bigger. Yeah, that seems about right. Now it needs to be a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. And, yeah. Okay, that didn't fix it. Reducing the scale of that didn't fix it. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on here to just make this just so laggy over on this side. Smack! Like, we're over fine over here. Well, anyway, thank you for coming to the stream today. I hope you had lots of fun. Tomorrow, we're going to have an early stream. We're going to be doing a bunch of painting. And then Wednesday, we're going to be making some new custody stuff. Yeah, I wanted to do that on Tuesday, but they're not arriving until tomorrow. Sadly. But we got the new custodies, yeah! Not the ones that are coming out this weekend. We got the ones that came for Battle Forest. But thank you for going to stream. Big love hearts to all of you. Have a good rest of your day. Take care of yourself. Be kind to us and vice versa. Remember to work hard but play harder. Eat good food. Sleep well. Dream of cupcakes but don't eat for cupcakes. They're friends, not food. Goodbye, everyone. Whee! And don't forget to like the stream smash. Love you all. Like the stream. Or you get smashed with a rolling pin.